So we got some breaking news for y'all. Michael Cole has officially signed a new contract with the WWE. And honestly, it's a good thing that he actually did that because now we get to see how he's going to end up being for the next 10 to 20 years. But I think at some point, it might have something to do with Netflix's WWE Raw because Michael Cole on Raw and every pay-per-view has been unstoppable ever since Triple H took over the company 2 years ago. And it's obvious to me that ever since then, Michael Cole has been on top of his game since Jim Ross. But if we're completely honest with ourselves, I think I like 2002 Michael Cole better because that is when he was on fire. Like, he was lit up every time a big match that is happening and Brock Lesnar is doing some dangerous stunt, and him and Taz on SmackDown was definitely legendary in my honest opinion. They were the best part of my childhood, him and Taz, JR and King together. But Michael Cole also had something to say about Vince McMahon during the Vince McMahon era, when he will always yell at the commentary team for going off script and saying things that they didn't like saying on air. Michael Cole opens up about working with Vince McMahon, stating that at times Vince has said inappropriate things to him. I'm not gonna lie, there have been times where he has said things to me that were inappropriate. I would go back to Gorilla after the show and get in his face and tell him, like, that's BS. He respected that I did that. He's basically talking about how he basically stood up to Vince McMahon like everybody else do. Over the next few years, people still didn't accept me because they look at me as being a puppet for Vince. And I like to think some of that probably was true. Now, I think to me, at some point, Michael Cole was being used poorly under Vince McMahon because Vince McMahon has been writing some crazy storylines in the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. Heck, there was even one point that he was going to write an incest storyline between him and his daughter, having his daughter's baby. Like, do you realize how gross that sounds? Thankfully, they did not go with that route. Stephanie McMahon pretty much, rejected his idea. Good, I'm glad she did that. And it's obvious to me that Vince McMahon was the huge problem on screen and off screen. But thankfully, he's retired now, so we ain't got to worry about him changing things and allowing other talents to go out there and just have fun, go at it, take control over their promos, and just be themselves. And I'm glad to see that in the WWE right now because it's more fun than it's ever been. Even though Triple H has made some bad mistakes by releasing MVP, Bobby Lashley, getting rid of the Hurt Business, at some point, everybody is still talking about that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I never really care about those groups, to be honest with you. Though I do wish that Bobby Lashley would have stayed in the WWE so they could put him in good storylines and rivalries with people bigger than him. So I think for me, what WWE did was they made Michael Cole way better than he did years ago under Vince McMahon. So he's pretty much the voice of WWE as of right now, because of the storylines with the Bloodline, Cody Rhodes, and them leading up to WrestleMania 39 and 40, Night 1 and Night 2. Every pay-per-view that he's been featured on, he's always given his best in terms of like big moments with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and The Rock, like big time stars. I just feel like Michael Cole has pretty much come a long way since the Attitude Era, before the Attitude Era, because remember, he was doing backstage stuff in 1995 when he first worked with the WWF in the 90s. But I think nowadays he's been more enjoyable as of right now because If it wasn't for Vince, Michael Cole wouldn't be here right now. Because when Vince McMahon was taking, well, he was pretty much running WWE down to the ground. It was pretty much unwatchable to say the least. And for the most part, I just stopped watching wrestling, Raw and SmackDown altogether because of Vince McMahon. But it didn't get better over time until he retired, until he pretty much stepped away from his duties in the WWE altogether. And that's why the company has gotten a lot better, a lot crispier. It was way more watchable right now. And thank God that he signed a new contract with the company. And we're going to see a lot of him throughout the years. And I'm glad to see that. So what are your thoughts on this? And yeah, let me know in the comments down below.